Next up is Scotty Johnson, and I know he's here because I was just sitting next to him. And Scotty, I've known Scotty, he's a Tucsonan, and he was involved in Earth First quite early on in the 1980s, like most of us here. Arizona is showing its stripes here, isn't it? We got a lot of good activists and musicians here. Scotty's another one. I think I know Scotty most from our work on Mount Graham. I pulled out one of my original old Mount Graham t-shirts. I think Paul Pierce put this together. Paul and I were the co-founders of the Coalition for the Preservation of Mount Graham. And when we were fighting Mount Graham early on, the Ghostbusters movie came out. And so we took the theme of the Ghostbusters and made it Scope Busters. We got a couple others. They're pretty good. Thank you, Paul, for all of your work. I wish you were a singer. You'd be up here on one of these songs. Anyway, Scotty promises he's got at least 2 Mount Graham songs. For those of you who were part of that battle, and many of you here were, Scotty's going to remind us of that. He's also been on a road show. Peg was talking about a road show that she did. Scotty's been on a number of road shows. He performed at all kinds of events and demonstrations in Tucson and around the Southwest. But most recently, he's founded and now runs an organization called Taproot Collective. And he's got literature on it. Let's see, I think it's in my pocket. It's an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. And it looks like this. And I recommend that you pick it up like I just did, right off the ground, because it's probably blowing around, and see what he's doing. They're doing ecological restoration. They're utilizing a lot of Native people and merging science and traditional knowledge of Native people to recover ecosystems that have been damaged and lost. And he just came from several long days of hard work up on Mount Graham trying to recover Emerald Spring, one of the most sacred water sources up on the top of the mountain that was having some trouble. And he's helping bring it back with the help of a bunch of Apaches. Thank you, Scotty.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks. I was going to put some literature up there, but I didn't. Thanks. Yeah, and I'm going to start with a song about Mount Graham. And I think for a lot of us here, Mount Graham was like a lightning rod in our lives. It struck, and we were never the same again. And I don't know why that is exactly, but I saw it turn a lot of people's lives. And this is a song I wrote back in the spring, long time ago, probably 82 or 83, 84. Just about this time of year when the snow's melting and you're up in those high water cienagas and the snow's kind of pulling into the springs, the flows are high, and everything's just starting to come out of the earth. It's a beautiful, beautiful time. So I'm nervous. I haven't performed in a long time, as I said. My hands are shaking. That's odd. I'll get it. This is the time of the melting snow, greening pine as spring unfolds on the mountain top. The sapling spruce and the daisy's fire, spring breaks loose in wild desire on the mountain top. These are islands in the sky, from the deserts rising high. These are islands, these are islands, these are islands in the sky. This is the home of falcon and bear, a canopy dome of old growth there on the mountain top, on the mountain top. The little red squirrel and the white belly vole, Pleistocene world from ages ago. On the mountain top, these are islands in the sky. From the desert rising high, these are islands, these are islands, these are islands in the sky. Well, leave them alone, just let them grow. These are the home of more than we know. On the mountain top, this is the plan starting today. Save these mountains, it's not too late. On the mountain top, on the mountain top, these are islands in the sky. From the deserts rising high, these are islands, these are islands, these are islands in the sky. Thank you all. Appreciate that a lot. I wasn't sure what I was going to do today because I've been really busy doing other things like spreadsheets and all that bullshit. But I pulled together, over the last couple of weeks, I've been thinking about songs, and I decided maybe, all except for one, I'm going to play every song today that was either written on the mountain or is somehow about the mountain. So I have to apologize. I had a couple of requests for Century of Fools, and I didn't have time to work that up. But I was telling Paul, I did think of a good, Century of Fools is it's a really depressing song I wrote back in the 80s. Kind of goes like this, let's see. Century, how does it go? Century of Fools. No, that's not the right key. What is it? Century of Fools. Going down, 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 me and you. Century of Fools. And it had some verses all about, like, toxins and waste. And I was thinking about it, 40 years since that time, things have changed. It's like, duh, yeah. It's like you can try to keep numb, but you can't fix dumb, right? And so I thought to do a parody and maybe something like, see, help me out here. We can maybe come up with a verse or save it for later, but a century of stools going down, down. Okay, we'll just leave it at that. Tools. I thought of tools, yeah. So I was blessed this song was written on Mount Graham, and I was blessed in my career. I gave up music. Somebody told me we need stats and statistics and science. We don't need woo-woo. And so, yeah, look where stats and statistics have gotten us, right? So I attempted to do something I'm really not made, wasn't built for, but spreadsheets. Let's see here. Yeah, that will kill you. Anyways, this is what I was really blessed about was to be able to be part of a big effort to get wolves back into Yellowstone National Park. And I did a national investigation into the American Farm Bureau. I won't go into the details, but the essence of what we discovered in that investigation were turned into a CBS 60 Minutes piece. It turned the court enough. We think that was the kind of the breaking point that allowed the Farm Bureau to back down and show them to be incredible, or not incredible. what's the word I'm looking for? Help me out here. I was going to say some gummies, and if there's any pauses in what I say, just fill it in with your own words. We'll probably have a really interesting conversation. Anyway, this is a song for Peg. Where's Peg at? Peg, I don't know if you noticed it, but when you started singing, the winds came up. So this is called Run Lobo Run, and it's a little early in the day to be howling, but there's a howl along at the end, so I'd appreciate it if you'd help me out, you know. There's a spring that runs, there's a hope that springs, there's a song the mountain sings, melody of freedom. Late at night you'll hear this tune, silhouette on a silver moon. Hear the howling across the canyons, it's the wolf and her companion. Run, Lobo, run, howl at the moon, claim your freedom. Run, Lobo, run, for your life has just begun. Run, Lobo, run. In those days, we never dreamed of passing up a chance to kill a wolf. In a second, we were pumping lead into the pack. By the time we emptied our rifles and got there, the old wolf, she was down. The trees sing and the mountains sing. Yeah. Yeah. For a while. So this is a verse about the mountain, actually. For a while, the mountain cried in the lonely, silent night. Came a change, a human turning. Came a green fire burning. Not a day when the moon shines bright. You might hear that lonesome cry. With some luck, the yelp of a young pup. To the pack, he's catching up. Run, Lobo, run. Howl at the moon and claim your freedom. Run, Lobo, run. For your life has just begun. Run, Lobo, run. Now here's the howl along part. Ow, ow, ow. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you all. That was some good howling. Appreciate it. I want to sing this song for a friend of mine. She was an Apache I met back about 40 years ago. Her name was Ola Cazadores Davis. And Ola was a dear friend. She took me under her wing. She took me to my first sunrise ceremony, became a good friend. And Ola and I would we'd go to protest together. We'd hang out, laugh. I think I said she came to my wedding. We were just buddies. And there was an injunction hearing in Tucson one day. It looked like Mount Graham was going to lose. And Ola came and she had her eagle feather. And we prayed. And out of the blue, there was a temporary injunction. And it inspired this song. And so, Ola, this one's for you. Southeast Arizona, high on a mountaintop, lives the spirit of a people with a dream not to be bought. But Washuka came and stole the land away. And on the mountaintop, that's where the spirit stays. And it can't be stopped, and the spirit is on the mountaintop. And the spirit lives on the mountaintop. Well, on the mountain lives a red squirrel. Sky Island is its home. Birds and plants found no place else beneath that old growth dome. But the Washuka came and stole the land away. But on the mountaintop, that's where the spirit stays. And it can't be stopped, and the spirit is on the mountaintop. And the spirit lives on the mountaintop. Yeah, and the spirit is on the mountaintop. But foolish men came bragging they would steal the highest peaks, staring to the heavens while the earth decays beneath. And I was certain that the spirit died away, that the spirit on the mountaintop had gone. But with a prayer and a feather, my fears would fly away. Courtroom down in Tucson, the judge would rule that day that Washuka, he would have to wait. It's on the mountaintop, that's where the spirit stays. And it can't be stopped, and the spirit is on the mountaintop. Yeah, and the spirit is on the mountaintop. Whoa, and the spirit is on the mountaintop. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah. Ola gave me an Apache nickname, and it's Little Bear. And where that comes from is a funny story. I'm sure most of you know a fellow by the name of Mike Diamico, at least the Tucsonans. It was about, and Rod's here. Paul, I don't know if you were at that. Where's Rod? So, Rod's here. Anyway, we were, and Dwight was there, and Z was there. It was Flandreau Planetarium, and it was a dog and pony show. And the U of A had brought in researchers. Dale and Julie, were you guys there? Dale was there. Yeah, brought in researchers, and it was basically a dog and pony show to kind of show how they were going to take care of the Mount Graham red squirrel by building this telescope right in the middle of its old growth habitat, opening up the canopy, destroying, the hydraulics. And so that was the dog and pony show. So we thought we'd add with other animals. And Dwight and I brought our bear hoods. So during question and answer period for a very academic bunch upstairs at the Flandrop Planetarium, Conrad Ishtok, who is the who is the dean of the EEB department at the University of Arizona, about this tall. I got a shot of his forehead. That'll come in later. But anyways, it was a question and answer period. He said, does anybody have any questions on behalf of, or anybody have any questions about, about what we're doing? And I said, I'd like to ask a question on behalf, well, I put on my hood and walked out the middle of the aisle and I go, well, I'd like to ask a question on behalf of the Bears. Well, you can imagine Ishtok, he just comes unplugged. He rushes towards me. He's got a belly about this far. He kind of hit me in the groin because he's really short, but like this. I'm looking at his forehead. My hood gets twisted, so I can't see out the dots, right? Next thing, I'm flailing around. We're upstairs, right? Next thing I know, I got my hands on a railing like this, and somebody's pulling me back by my hood like this. I'm getting yanked backwards down the stairs. And I'm thinking, I'm going to die. And all of a sudden, it was just as if God's hand had reached out of the sky, and I hear this voice, and it's Michael Diamico, and he goes, strip matter, let him go. And just as if God had spoken, strip matter goes, phew, because they hadn't released it. I pull off my hood, and of course I'm all adrenaline, just freaking it. I called him Peter Strip Matter. That came out. Anyway, so years later, I was hanging out with Diamico in Jersey, probably 15 years later, and I said, how in the world did you get him to stop? By the way, I've never asked you this question. I mean, it was just like he was, he was a grizzly bear ready to pull me down the back. How did you get him to stop? Well, Diamico grew up in Catholic schools. He goes, piece of cake. Reached over and did what I did to the priest, grabbed him by the balls. Now that is a true story. And Peter Strip Matter is now, I don't know if he still is, but he was fairly recently on the Board of Regents for the state of Arizona. Yeah. Yeah. What's that? Yeah, I bet he would sing a different tune around Diamico, that's for sure. I'm really honored and blessed to be doing the work I'm doing up on Mount Graham right now. For a lot of years, I was involved attempting to save different species. We worked on wolves. Roger Featherstone's here. He was part of that. With Green, Craig Miller's, shout out to Craig, who's not here, for being a big part of that. A lot of leaders who did really good work. And in all those years, I worked on jaguar, I worked on ocelot. But I always thought about the need for an Endangered Ecosystem Act. It's really an honor after all those years of working on endangered species to be actually, and to help save a species, to actually save a spring. And that's what we did. We had our hydrogeologists out 2 years ago, and they said, if we don't get out here soon, this spring's going to be lost. So we got out in front of it, and we got the first remediation. We're using traditional ecological knowledge that's been used through the Southwest for thousands of years. One Rock dams, you may know of them. They retain the water. They hold it in place. They hydrate the wet meadows and the watersheds, and it's really important work. And I'm proud to be a part of that, because these springs are very important, not just for the biology, but for also the culture of the people who lived in these areas. To them, water is life, and in those springs it emerges from the earth. Up there, we're also restoring springs. We're looking at the function of mycorrhizal fungi and how it works with moisture in accelerating regeneration of forest. I meant to put out some flyers, but if you're interested, please come and talk to me. We're a nonprofit, so donations are definitely appreciated and accepted. Thanks. And this is a song about taking care of trees. I wrote this about, I guess about 15 years ago. Anybody got a drum? going to stop if anybody's got a drum. I could use a drummer right now. Oh, thanks, Bart. Thanks, Bart. Beneath these branches, fresh fruit keeps falling. Here in the cool of the shade of the given tree. From the smoky mountain majesty to the towering redwood trees. Blessed green forests, ancient survivors, runs for the gifted, prophesizers, bringers of beauty, shelter and sea. Blessed are we for each breath from the given tree. Grow up, well, the given tree. Grow up, well, the giving please. Grow up, well, the given tree. Great halls of wonder, cathedrals of song, breath of the mother who made us strong. Breath of all that's living, breath of you and me. Each and every breath that we get from the giving tree. For the sake of your sons, for the sake of your daughters, for the sake of the land, remember all she offers. Remember the future, for goodness sakes. It's time that we learn how to give as much as we take. Grow up, well, the giving trees. Grow up, well, the giving please. Grow up, well, the giving tree. The giving tree. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thanks, Bart. Appreciate that. Thanks to the drum section up here. Yeah. So I'm going to end with this song, and this is a love song. That's a capo too, right, Kelly?
Yeah.
All right.
Does everything.
Yeah.
Not even play your guitar for you. If you drop it.
Now that I could use. That I could use right now.
I could.
So I fall into the trap. I don't know about you all if you're still working, doing this kind of work, but sometimes we get so engrossed in it, we forget to just enjoy and to stop a moment. Stop a moment and really kind of remember all we've got and be grateful for what we've been given, and to open our hearts and allow ourselves to repair relationships with ourselves and with others and with the earth. And I heard a shaman say once, a Peruvian shaman, and he said, as important as it is for us to save the earth, it's important to love the earth. And this is not really a song so much as an eco song, but you'll hear it in there, because the struggles for the repair, part of the, well, I won't start preaching, but you know, until we really heal ourselves, we're not going to make much progress in the world. And that's a big part of it, and that's the real work, or that's where the real work has to begin. So this is a song. It's a fun song, actually. Hope you like it. I should have stopped for 5 minutes between those spreadsheets and just picked up the guitar and played. Sorry, I'll give it another shot. I'm going to slow it down. What makes a grown man call frying to his knees? What makes a jailer prone to hand over his keys? What makes a company chair stomp out corporate greed? What makes a congressman share think of other mouths to feed? Consider each proposal when you cut through all the fluff. Yeah, ask any question, the answer love. What makes the springtime, what makes the birds and the bees, makes me sing these silly rhymes, what made you and me? What's the reason a mother sing baby lullaby? What's the reason a protester brings a sign to occupy? Every situation when push come to shove, ask any question, the answer love. Love is the reason, love is the rhyme. Now is the season, now is the time. Love is the answer, love is a plea. Love's what we're after, love is the key to love. So there's a guitar instrumental to this, but I'm going to skip it today because the guitar player didn't show up. I don't know where he was, but he did not show up. Well, tell me what makes you happy. Tell me what makes you play. What makes you fall head over heels. What makes you stand and say, hey, life is worth living. Living it to the hilt. Oh, no time for fear, no time for shame, no worry and no guilt. Ain't no time to dawdle, ain't no time to bluff. Whoa, ask any question, the answers. Ask any question, the answers. Ask any question, the answer is love. Whoa. Thank y'all. Y'all have been great. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Fantastic, Scotty.
Thanks for pulling this all together, man. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.